Greetings, folks, and welcome to today's show. We have a bit of an exciting season coming up in Tullahoma that will really be exciting, we hope, for the whole area. And that is, we have 3 separate fly-ins, airplane groups coming in beginning late in September and running over into the first week or 10 days of October. And we're going to have lots of airplanes running in and out of here. And as I say, 3 separate events, and we wanted to familiarize you with those and ask you to become part of helping us host a whole bunch of guests we're going to have coming in and out of here during that period. The 3 groups are the Cessna aircraft people are coming in, and that's something new. We need to find out what that's all about. Then we have what's the AOPA, and we'll tell you what that stands for in a minute, will be coming in. That is a big group, and we will be talking a little more in detail about them. And then we will have the regular Beechcraft group coming in early October. So we're going to have lots of airplanes running in and out of here, and lots of noise. And here to tell us what's happening is Sam Krim, who is chairman of the board at the Tullahoma Airport Authority now. And as you know, Sam is a pilot himself of many years, and a photographer and a businessman. He's a jack of all trades around here. And he has brought with him Carla Smith, nice young lady sitting next to us, and she's going to talk to us primarily about AOPA and what they're bringing to the front. So thank you two for taking time to join us, and we'll look forward to hearing about it. So let's take a short commercial break, and we'll come back and find out what's cooking.
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Monteagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com, featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
We're back, folks, and we're talking today about the upcoming fly-in events we have in Tullahoma, starting toward the end of September and running into the first week or 10 days of October. And we have with us Sam Krim, who is chairman of the airport board and is in the midst of all this. And also with him is Carla Smith, who is also very much involved in this and is going to talk to us primarily about the AOPA event. So with that, before we get into the 3 events, Sam, give the folks the big picture. What are we going to be looking at over the 3-week or so period, and what's the significance of that to us?
Well, the Cessna 120-140 fly-in is going to be from about the 24th through the 27th of September. It's going to be amount to maybe 100 airplanes and associated people with that. They're going to spend several days here. They'll have hotel rooms. They don't burn a lot of gas because they're small old airplanes, 2-passenger airplanes. But there'll be a lot of fun and a lot of activity, and it's a good way to get those people to come stop at Tullahoma and appreciate our hospitality that we have.
How did that happen? What are they?
They just pick regions and such, and we've got several people on the field that have similar airplanes. One's got 2 people have 140s, And so they decided to come here because it's such a good facility, and they've seen it before, and they've all decided to come here just for this year. The next thing is the AOPA.
They want to build us a museum like Beechcraft?
No, they're not that big of a group of people. The 140 guys it's more of a grassroots type of organization, and they like to have simple, and they like to have fun.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. The AOPA fly-in that we're going to have October the 10th is going to be huge. It'll be, like Carl will say, over 700 airplanes, and if you figure that out, 2 to 4 people per airplane, not counting the people who will drive in. So that'll be a huge impact on our city. And the thing about, we have such a beautiful facility out there. The people who take care of it, John Glass, the airport manager, and our board, we take a lot of pride in it, and the city of Tullahoma takes pride in it. Coffee County is taking pride in our airport, because you fly in, and a lot of people come corporate jets, and the first thing they see is an airport with a beautiful terminal, and a lot of first impressions are made there. And we have I feel like our airport's probably the best general aviation airport in the state of Tennessee. So when these people come and visit our airports from all 3 fly-ins, they realize that we're quite an airport, and we're an ideal place.
You're talking about quite an impact for the city as a whole, aren't you?
Absolutely.
We've got motels and restaurants, and
it'd be a huge impact because people have to eat, they have to have a place to stay, and if with the impact or the first visit to the airport, and then they come into town and stuff, they'll be hitting the restaurants. And of course, Tullahoma's a friendly town anyway, and everybody can support, and they always enjoy the people coming in that are different. And
yeah, we need to remind everybody, there's going to be a fair amount of noise running around here for 2 or 3 weeks, but by the same token, it brings a lot of benefit, and we're all, in the real sense, hosting these events. These folks are our guests, and we need to make sure we treat them as such. Okay, is there anything more you want to add to the Cessna?
Well, the Cessna and the AOPA, not really on that. The Beechcraft is, they expanded from Stagger Wings to other aircraft and stuff.
Full line, yeah.
Yeah, the full line. So that's made a big difference in the airport too, and what happens there. And that's where the round engines make all the noise. The other guys, we're pretty quiet. Flat engine, but
I see.
But all that happens with the airport, and it's part of the infrastructure of our city and our county.
Well, we'll come back to the Beechcraft a little bit.
Right.
Well, let's talk to Carla. Carla is, and I think it's worth mentioning, she's probably primarily responsible, if we're going to blame somebody.
Okay, blame someone.
Yeah, primarily responsible for the fact that the AOPA group is coming in here. So tell us about that. What'd you do?
What did we do? Unfortunately, we've come to terms that big air shows for us are just sort of going to be a thing of the past. The money is not there. The Department of Defense has helped us in the past to be able to fund large air shows, and it's just the money's not there, and the performers aren't really there anymore as they have been in the past. So we were looking for something different to do out at the airport. A request for a proposal came across John Glass, our airport manager's desk, and we just sort of thought about it and read over it, and by the time I got finished reading it, we sort of felt like it was geared towards Tullahoma.
This is the AOPA request.
This is for AOPA. For the air.
What is the AOPA?
It is it's your Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association.
Okay.
So it is the largest organization for pilots, not only in the United States, but it is an international organization.
Oh, okay.
So we sort of got our ducks in a row and put together this proposal. It was over 150 pages by the time we got finished with our proposal, and we sent it in and kept our fingers crossed, and lo and behold, we were picked for a phone call, and we had our phone interview, and then we were picked for a site visit. So we were one of 45 airports that submitted a request to be considered. And then we got the phone call in December that we were selected.
Ah.
So we had to wait until January the 5th to keep it quiet. And then we were able to announce that we were selected as a site for the fly-in. So we're very, very excited.
Oh, good.
Very excited.
All right. Well, tell us some more about that. What's going to be going on? How many you got coming in? What are you going to do with them and things like that?
Well, first off the bat, we are praying for good weather. So if you want to help us out, send a few prayers up for sunshine and no clouds, definitely.
And the dates specifically?
Are October the 9th and 10th. 9th and 10th.
Oh, okay.
So Friday and Saturday. People will start arriving a little earlier, but most of our activities will start, all our
That's going to be a lot for 2 days.
2 days, yes, sir. What we did to try to help make us stand out is we tried to think outside the box. Our goal was to try to encourage people to come on Friday so we could keep them here instead of spend the night and stay in our hotels. So we partnered with Arnold Air Force Base, and the base is gracious enough to offer tours on a Friday for the AOPA guests that come in, and we're going to be able to shuttle them from the airport grounds to the base on county school buses. And then we reached out to Jack Daniels, and the distillery is offering tours for the AOPA guests as well. You've got the standard tour, and then they're going to do a tasting tour for our guests as well. So we've got the shuttles running back and forth from the airport down to the distillery.
Will that be Saturday's event, probably? Or?
That will just take place on Friday.
Oh, both
just
on Friday.
All that has to take place on Friday.
Well, they need to come in on Thursday to get ready
It'd be
for all
nice.
that.
It would be nice. We've got to get them all back here around 6 o'clock on Friday night. We're then going to have a good old barnstormers party outside on the grounds of the Beechcraft Museum. We're going to show them and introduce them to all things Tennessee. So we're going to have barbecue on the grounds and good old bonfire. There's going to be some country music and then some s'mores and things like that afterwards. Jack Daniels is going to help us out along with Mid-South Brewery, and we're going to have some Old Shed and some other try to do as many local products as we can there on the Beechcraft grounds. So that's all going to take place on Friday.
Okay. Well, now look, you got the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association. Now you ought to be able to. We got a new business park out there with 120 or 30 spaces on it. You know, we ought to be able to find somebody to move to town and bring us a little business.
Goals. We have some goals. We're real excited. We just landed Sarasota Avionics, which is a avionics corporation that is now relocated out on the Northwest expansion area. And that's the beauty of this is you don't know who's flying in. It could be the CEO of a new company coming in, and then they fly over our facility, and they see we've got plenty of real estate there for expansion. So you never know what opportunities this might bring to the table for us.
Well, I hope so. Yeah, it needs to be pointed out to them somewhere along the line. But in fact, I understood you were going to. At one time, you were going to have exhibits of some.
Yes, sir. Now, see, Saturday's the big day. Friday, that's all of our pre-party stuff,
That's
if you will.
Stuff, yeah.
Saturday morning, it kicks off with a pancake breakfast. The local EAA chapters, they all come together, and they're going to cook pancakes for the members. And then right after the pancake breakfast, there'll be seminars set up for the pilots to go participate in. They will be bringing in speakers to help generate seminars towards, let's see, your rusty pilots, the pilot that sort of needs to brush up on his pilot skills, and your new pilots and your current pilots, and then even your older pilots that just sort of want to, make sure they're up to standards on their certificates. And then there'll also be some stuff for some new pilots to sort of possibly spark their interest to being involved in aviation. So after they have your seminars, there'll be lunch, and they're going to be serving lunch from food trucks. We've got about 15 gourmet food trucks coming in from around the Mid-South area, something different. And then after lunch, there'll be some more meetings in the big hall at the Beechcraft hangar. And then we've got over 50 exhibitors that's going to be in the Beach Baron Bonanza hangar, just right below the main stage area. So everything from Garmin's to Trade-A-Plane, you name it, they'll be in the exhibit hall. So along with that, they get finished with that, they can then go outside and look at all the static displays. They're probably going to be bringing in about 50 to 75 just different planes for people to be able to walk around, take a look at, and just sort of be amazed with them. And then we also have a kids zone, so there'll be a few things for children to do, with, of course, all being aviation related.
So you expecting some of them to bring kids along with
We're
them?
hoping so. Yes, sir. This is it's an educational opportunity for young and old.
Okay. We need to take a short commercial break, folks, and we'll come back and talk some more.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
You made the time and the sacrifice to broaden their horizons, to see their smiles, but mostly to make lifelong memories. We think it's time to do it again, just the two of you. Don't let illness or injury slow you down. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham from the News Channel 5 Weather Center. Look to Jim Fuller and crew for local news night here on Channel 6.
We're back, folks, and we're talking today with Sam Krim, who is chairman of the airport board, and Carla Smith, who is, the two of them are educating us on the 3 fly-in events we have toward the end of September and the first part of October, and it's a big deal. Well, Carla, where were we on the AOPA?
We're hoping and praying that we have anywhere from 3,000 to 4,000 people come into town. Our goal is to have between 500 to 700 aircraft, and then of course you've got automobile parking, automobiles coming in as well. So it's going to be a big crowd.
Sure is.
A big crowd.
I'm listening to all the logistics going on here, and it sounds to me like you got a plate full.
We do have a plate full. Lots of people in the community have really stepped up. AOPA, their staff is absolutely wonderful to work with. They have their game plan in place. People will be when they land their plane, they'll be shuttled out to a rental car parking lot where most of them have already rented their cars, and that will be able to take them to their hotels and the other restaurants and places they need to go. So we seem to have a pretty good plan in place.
Well, good. I'm impressed. Now, the museum. I know you've got this group going down there. That museum is another one of the assets that we sort of take for granted. And that's a splendid facility, the Beechcraft Museum.
It is.
And didn't cost us a penny. The airplane owners are the ones who built all of that and provide all the exhibits and most of the operating money, I guess. So you got tours down there, I assume, for all of these folks?
Well, the Beechcraft Museum, because of that being our main stage area, most of the planes in the museum, we're bringing outside to the people so they can be able to walk amongst them and take a look at them during the event.
Going to empty the museum?
We're going to empty the museum.
Put it on the field.
Put it on the field. Huh. And what's really neat about the Beechcraft Museum is the amount of real estate they have around their facility. We're offering RV camping. They have hookups for up to 15 RVs. So if someone who is unable to fly wants to bring their RV, they can. And then we've also got an area that's going to be blocked off just for camping. So there's tons of pilots who like to bring their plane and their tent so they can camp under the wing of their plane. So that's another aspect that we've thrown into the mix of things. So you can tent or you can RV. You can come by plane, come by car. We pretty much all means of transportation and accommodations we're going to have that weekend.
The AOPA operates on the ground as well.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
We also are looking for volunteers. And if you want to be a volunteer, all you have to do is go to www.aopa.org, and there'll be a link there to be a volunteer here at Tullahoma. And when you do volunteer, they'll give you a hat, a T-shirt, and your food, and they'll assign you different things that you
what are you looking for volunteers for? What are you going to do with them?
We're going to need them for event setup, and we're going to need them for event takedown, and then we're going to need people to help out that day. We're going to need people to help out with everything from trash pickup to welcoming to greeting to just being there on site to help us out. It's a really, really big deal, and something that we were excited about. We're the only second area in the South to receive one of these. Of course, we're the first one in the state of Tennessee. And the state of Tennessee is so excited about this event. They got behind it financially, and we were awarded a $15,000 grant to help with a lot of our safety and some other communication costs that comes to the table when you have an event like this. We were also able to reach out to MTSU's aerospace department, and they are bringing about 40 of their graduate students who are going to come down here and get hands-on experience working with the parking and the landing of the planes. Along with scoring, we're all about free, cheap labor, so we're also getting some interns that'll come down and help during the event as well.
How many volunteers? Do you know how many you have and how many you want to have?
We want as many as we can get. We hope and pray we have to turn people away, but as many as we can get is what we need. So by all means, please go to aopa.org and sign up underneath the Tullahoma event.
aopa.org.
Yes, sir.
Well, and then something else.
Just look for the Tullahoma Fly In.
event.
Yes, sir.
Or Fly In. Okay. All right. Well, and then we don't want to ignore them. After the first two big events, we have our regular beach crowd coming in. What does that look like this year, Sam?
As far as I know, everything's looking good. Of course, like Carla said, there'll be some of the people at the AOPA. They're going to stay the whole week because it's just a week apart. And so that's
some of them, I guess, are flying Beechcraft?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah?
Yeah, they fly Beechcrafts too. So it's looking real good. We'll probably going to have about the same amount of people or aircraft, somewhere in the 140 aircraft range. And they're all about doing the formation flying and things like that, flying and having fun with their airplanes and such. And I think the museum will be geared up for, because of the AOPA event being over there. And it's going to be pretty effortless on their part to move right into what they've got to do there. And
yeah,
of course, every piece of the pie makes it better.
Well, they got to take their airplanes back inside the museum.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they will. They will. Yeah. But
that's quite an operation to move all those airplanes around.
It is, isn't it? I think they're probably going to pick a good time to maybe redesign it a little bit and change it up a little bit. So, different airplane in a different spot. But everything seems to be coming together, and our airport's a thriving piece of infrastructure for our community.
Oh yeah, that it is.
I'd like to also offer that right now that we're doing more business now in avgas than we have in years past. This is our best.
Avgas being aviation gasoline?
Aviation fuel, yeah.
Yeah, fuel,
in jet fuel and regular avgas. We probably had our best August this last year that we've ever had, and that things are just really coming together at the airport.
That's a little mundane thing, we need to throw in, I guess. The city has a tax on your aviation gas, right? Do they not?
No,
Somebody
the
does.
State does, and then the state
Federal
gives in federal money, and they give back. I believe it's 4%.
Of the gasoline tax comes back.
Right.
So is that a significant amount of money and where does it go to? The airport or the city or?
It goes to the airport in terms of funding for different projects and stuff. The state of Tennessee has been real aggressive in taking care of their airports and stuff compared to some other states and stuff, and they're really sharp on making the airports nice. And So they funnel that money back to us.
We've done a lot of improvement out there over the last.
We've got a lot more to do to
8
keep
or
up.
10 years.
Yeah.
You got a lot more to do?
Well, it's a 70-year-old facility or more. The concrete's old, and it has its challenges with chips and things like that. And, we're getting the runways repainted for the fly-in, and we're getting the tetrahedron overhauled. Of course, the grass mowing's always going on. We're just, it's a facelift of something that's not needed, but it's going to make it really shine.
But a facelift of some sizable amount.
Yeah.
Well, folks, we have been talking today about the 3 fly-ins we have coming up, and we've now run out of time. We're going to take a short commercial break and wrap up.
The Kia Summers on Us sales event is going on right now at Russell Barnett Kia of Tullahoma. Let me tell you about this event. Purchase a new Kia Sedona, Kia Optima, Kia Forte, and receive 0% financing up to 66 months and your first 3 payments for free. For a limited time only, no strings attached. With America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, Kia is the power to surprise. The Kia Summers on Us sales event going on right now. Why buy anywhere else?
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
We're back, folks, and we've been talking today about the 3 big fly-in events we have in Tullahoma coming up the last week or so of September and the first week or 10 days of October. And we've had Sam Cram and Carla Smith on to tell us what to expect that, and it's a big deal, and we're all hosts to welcome these folks to town and help them have a good time. Sam, you got a little blurb you'd like to say to the folks?
Yeah, just like the community to welcome all the visitors that we're going to have during this time and be their normal selves and be friendly and encourage them. And somewhere down the line it pays off in helping the city out.
There's a lot of economic benefit.
There's a lot of economic impact, and the future is, it pays off in the future. We've got a lot going on at the airport to help the community.
Good. And the airport itself is considered a pretty big asset. As you're claiming, it's probably the best general service airport in the state.
Best, yeah, 800 acres of GA aviation.
Okay. And now we have a 100-plus acre business park that we'd like to fill up with some aviation-related business. So, okay, well, thank you two for joining us. And thank you, folks, for inviting us into your parlor, and we'll see you next time.